Welcome back to episode 6 of Let's Talk Immigration. Again, today we have BIC's Marketing Director Sandeep Singh with us. Today we'll be talking about Ontario's Immigrant Nominee Program, the new OINP program. And in specific, we'll be talking about the International Student Stream. So Sandeep, can you please tell us about the International Student Stream under OINP?
So thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be in your studio. So Ontario PNP, OINP is one of the best programs that I really love. Why? Because it gives an opportunity to international students, it gives opportunity to foreign workers, it gives opportunity to people in demand, and it also gives opportunity to investors and entrepreneurs and skilled workers. So Ontario PNP has many programs under one umbrella, but the program that we are talking today is International Student Stream. So under International Student Stream, what are the major requirements? So one of the major requirements is that you need to finish your 2 years diploma, at least a diploma, 2 years education in Canada. There's a list of institutions that qualify. If you have finished your education from those institutions, you have 2 years time span to apply under International Student Stream. So you qualify only for 2 years after finishing your education. Let's say you have crossed those 2 years, you don't qualify for this program. Under this program, no IELT is required, no experience is required. The only thing that you need is an employer who qualifies for PNP. So if you have an employer who is willing to give you a job and is ready to support you for PNP, you're good to go. That's one thing. When I say that no IELTS is required, it means to apply under this program you don't need IELTS. Although this program falls under expression of interest, that means there is a point structure. If you don't have IELTS or English eligibility, you are going to get 0 score in English eligibility. That means someone who has a better score than you will qualify. So it's always recommended that you do, get your English eligibility tests done so that you can get those extra free points.
Right, but then how is it different from the express entry system that we were following so far?
So express entry system is a federal program. Anyone from anywhere can apply. This is a provincial nominee program, and it is an employer-based program. So you need to have an employer who qualifies under a PNP. So it's not that any employer in Ontario can, say that, okay, I want an individual to get PNP, so I'm going to give those documentation. So there are requirements for the employer. What are the requirements for the employer? Major requirements is divided based on the geographical areas. If you are in GTA, then you need a net worth of at least $1 million and at least 5 permanent residents or Canadian citizens should be employed by that company on payroll. If it's outside GTA, the yearly income needs to be $500,000, and that employer must employ at least 3 Canadian citizens or permanent residents. You also get extra points if your employer qualifies under regional programs. So this International Student Stream, gives a lot of opportunities to individuals who are either working outside GTA or under regional programs. Although even if you are in GTA, you are still good to apply. If you remember, a month ago there was a draw on International Student Stream, and I am expecting another draw soon. So this is a best program for international students. That means the second you finish your education, you can put your profile in the pool and get your PNP documents or PNP nomination done even within a few months of experience. So that's why this is one of the best programs. Students don't need to waste their time by gaining 1 year of experience and then going towards federal express entry, because as you know from last few months there have not been any draws on CEC or FSW. And secondly, we never know what would the score look like once they start doing the draws for express entry. Therefore, I personally prefer programs like these because yes, PNPs do take a much longer time for permanent residency, but once you have a PNP, at least your life is secured. You know this, that you're on a right track and you're gonna get permanent residency. On the other hand, if you're just waiting for express entry thing to happen and you don't have an invitation, you're just wasting time. Over here, once you get the PNP approval, it's gonna take time to get permanent residency, but you are at least secured that you're permanent resident. You are gonna get the permanent residency at least.
And my next question is, like, is there a knock requirement for this?
The individual must get job under knock O, A, or B.
Okay. And we had one question from a viewer. She basically asked, do you need to maintain status as a full-time student throughout your studying experience? Only then do you qualify? Or is it okay if she wasn't like a full-time student for, say, a particular amount of time? Does she not qualify, or can
So
she not?
if an individual has a 3 years of post-graduation work permit, he qualifies for this program.
Okay.
Even if the person has 1 year of PGWP, he may qualify under this program. The only condition is that the student needs to finish 2 years of full-time education. Now, if the student hasn't done that 2 years of full-time education, he's not gonna get 3 years of post-graduation work permit.
Exactly.
So that answers my question.
Okay, but then what are the options for students who have just like 1 year of study experience?
So technically, they may qualify in this program. The only problem is, it will be a very risky applications for them, because let's say they apply for expression of interest, and the file doesn't get picked up for 1 year. Then what? So that's the concern that I would have for people who only have 1 year of education or 1 year of work permit.
So you would suggest that more and more students who are trying to come to Canada, they should opt for 2 years of study?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's basically all the questions we had for the international student stream under OINP. We'll be discussing about more subcategories and streams under this program. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.